Hi everyone, my name is Raed and I'll be going over my GMAT focused journey and how target test prep helped me achieve my dream score. So, a bit about me. I'm 23 years old and I hold a bachelor's degree in economics from University College London. After my degree, I worked for about a year in a Big Four firm in the UK in management consulting, after which I made the transition to the Middle East. Currently, I work for a strategy consulting firm in the UAE, working mostly with public sector clients in Saudi Arabia. My decision to give the GMAT was mainly driven by a desire to get an MBA to supplement my career in the consulting industry. Although I am quite junior right now, I do know that having an MBA or any kind of master's degree for that matter would really help me when and if I step into any managerial roles. So I gave my first mock in January 2024. I scored approximately a 585 and I kind of realized that I'm not that great with quant and data insights, mainly because my foundation in both subjects is quite weak, tracing back to my O-levels and A-levels. I knew that I had to spend a lot of time getting over this hump, so I took it upon myself to self-study. I'd done it before for the SATs and thought, I can do it for the GMAT as well. I was very wrong. I think I self-studied for around 2 or 3 months, gave another practice test and scored a 595. At this point, I realized, okay, I need some help. And I need some help mainly focused towards quant and data insights. I went through a bunch of different test prep platforms on the internet, took a range of free trials, and eventually came upon TTP. I realized that these guys really knew what they were doing in quant and DI. So throughout this whole process of trying to find the perfect test prep platform for myself, I spent hours going through YouTube videos, I went through a bunch of Reddit posts, and none of the platforms being suggested really appealed to my specific situation of building my foundation in mathematics. Eventually I came across Target Test Prep, and I went through the whole 5-day trial, and I was blown away by how much I was able to learn and apply in just those 5 days. What really appealed to me was the way they approached building your foundation. Not by throwing a bunch of questions at you, not by throwing a bunch of information at you, but rather breaking down each topic into the perfect amount of subtopics and making you go through it step by step, making you do practice questions step by step, so you actually learn how to apply the concepts you're learning in the actual GMAT questions properly. And just by doing this for 2 or 3 months with the data insight section, with the quantitative section, I really felt much more confident going into my actual GMAT. I ended up using Target Test Prep for 2 months. I literally speed ran through all the questions, all the concepts that I could, because I didn't have that much time. I had annual leave coming up and I had scheduled my GMAT during that annual leave. But I have to say, those 2 months in my GMAT prep were possibly the nicest in the 6-7 months I took, simply because of how structured everything was for me. I did not have to think, okay, I have to do X amount of questions per day, I have to think of these things every single day. It was all there in the calendar option that they give you of dividing your prep according to the number of days you have left before your GMAT, which also speaks to the way they've really thought about how can we make the life of the student easier and take away from their plate of the GMAT stress. The biggest way that Target Test Prep helped me was by developing my theoretical and logical foundation of mathematics. I've struggled with this my entire life, during my O-levels, during my A-levels, and in those times when I was doing my exams, I could always learn the steps behind solving an equation. I couldn't do that with the GMAT. Now the fact that Target Test Prep was able to help me get over this hump 6-7 years after I gave my last math exam is just a testament of how well they do their job. Some of the ways that Target Test Prep does this really well is by breaking down these massive mathematical concepts into the perfect bite-sized lessons. They don't really feel overwhelming, you feel like you can do them over a longer period of time, and it really helps someone who struggles with mathematics when they're going into the GMAT for the first time. Similarly, the fact that for each lesson, they provide you with a bunch of easy, medium, and hard questions also helps you test your abilities going through that topic. The last point that really stood out to me was the fact that I could get both the video solution and the written solution for every practice question I did. As someone who's more in tune to some questions being explained to him by the video format and some questions being explained to him by the written format, having the option for both really helped me out in the whole GMAT preparation process. And also, it's just no small feat making these insane amounts of. So as someone who started off his GMAT journey with getting a 585 in his first lesson and ended up with a 665, with most improvements coming in DI and Quant, I can testify to the fact that Target Test Prep has built this amazing platform. As a working professional, most importantly, it really takes a lot off your plate. Personally, I work like 12 to 15 hours per day in my industry, and on the weekends I did not have that much time because I had other commitments too. So having this platform literally schedule your entire preparation for you, provide you with the perfect amount of questions to practice, provide you with review sessions and error log. I could keep going on and on. It just makes your life so much easier. So if you are a working professional, and even if you're not, take this platform, take their services. It will make your life so much easier. The GMAT is not an easy exam, and getting all the help you can will massively take the stress away from the entire journey. So I gave my first attempt of the GMAT in August 2024 and ended up scoring a 655. My weakest points were data insights and verbal, mainly because I did not manage my time so well. So I had another attempt already booked before the exam in the third week of September when I had my annual leave coming up. So in those 3 weeks, I just went through the notes I took for Target Test Prep, kept myself fresh in Quant and data insights, did a bunch of more practice questions from some other miscellaneous sources, and once I had my time management figured out, I gave my second attempt and scored a 665. To be honest, my dream score was always around a 675, 665 mark, so I'm quite content with what I got, and I genuinely believe it could not have been possible without the help I got in Quant with Target Test Prep.